Hey YouTube, Jim here. Got a busy day in the shop today. As you can see, I'm being doubly safe. Got a piece here in the lathe. Show you that. Right there. I am turning a new stem out for an estate pipe that I picked up last weekend. I've got a nice Prebin Home era Ben Wade intermezzo that I picked up. Had a replacement stem and it looked like garbage. It was just a cheap, like, you know, injection molded stem that somebody had stuck on it. So I'm sitting here at the lathe turning out a new stem for it. I am going to try, if not today, tomorrow, to get back on our grungy pipe restoration. We're going to deal with that fill, and so far the consensus is that I should fill it, but I've also had some requests to leave it open. So I think what I'm going to do, there's actually two fills on there. There's the big, deep, craggy one, and I'm going to fill it and try and blend it in with the rest of the rest of that little bit of rustication here on the pipe. And then there's a smaller pit just above that towards the rim. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dye that black and just leave it. And we're going to kind of incorporate that into the finished pipe. And it's looking like at this point I'm going to end up re-dyeing the pipe. So it's going to be, we'll use a two-tone dye. We'll do all the recesses will be black, and then we'll do it up in red or brown or oxblood or mahogany, something. We'll figure something out. I got a small selection of stains, so that's what we'll do for that. And then I've got a commission for another fellow YouTuber. We'll just call him Ed because I don't have his permission to use his name, but I've got to get that started today. I've got hanging above the stove over here, right there in that net. I've got a selection of briar blocks that I've let sit and age and cure a little bit, and I'll drag one of those out later this afternoon and see about getting a diamond shank Dublin laid out on that for Ed. And Ed, if you're watching, you know who you are. I'm going to try and get started on that today. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to get through it because I'm out of town all week for work, and all I've got are Saturday and Sunday to dedicate to my pipe hobbies. So be patient, Ed, and I'll get on that today, and I'll get it finished up and out to you as soon as I can. But just thought I'd check in and see what was going on. Say hey to everybody. I was smoking, but I've laid my pipe down somewhere. I'm not sure where I left it. It's over on the bench. I'll walk over here and get that. I'm smoking my Tracy Mincer again, and I'm not sure what I had in it last time, but this time, oops, try not to blind you there. This time I got some Frogmorton Cellar in it, which anymore that seems to be one of my regular rotation go-tos, is either Frogmorton regular or Frogmorton Cellar. Been smoking a little bit of Drew Estates meat pie here lately. That's another one that tends to get in my rotation fairly regularly. And even been known to smoke a little bit of Prince Albert when I'm out here in the shop killing time. But I've got a somewhat serious condition that I'm dealing with, and I'm not sure how to remedy my condition, so I just appease it. I've got a severe case of pipe acquisition disorder. I've been spending all of my spare time through the week, instead of sitting around the hotel all night, I've been going out and combing the local antique shops in southern Indiana, and I picked up a couple more estates, so hang on right there and I'll grab those. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and here's our restoration project I've been working on. A little grungy pipe. There's that big craggy nasty one. So we're going to fill this one, and then this one here we're gonna leave it as part of the finished look of the pipe. So that's coming up later this weekend, and I'll be posting videos depending on how many sections I end up filming to do, or well, not really filming, but recording to do that. I'll probably have at least 2 more installments on our series. Anyway, the ones I picked up this weekend, I picked up this little guy. It's an LHS, and I think I might have showed this off in a video the other day. I've had it for a few days, but yeah, it's an LHS. I think it was an old American maker from the 40s or the 50s. I picked that up for a little bit of nothing, and then yesterday, as I was traveling homeward, I got distracted by another antique shop, and I picked up this guy. This is a Whitehall Jumbo billiard, and I was going to leave it. I mean, it was okay. Didn't really jump out at me, but I got to looking at the stampings on it and noticed it was labeled Algerian briar. So I went ahead and I snagged it. The thing is a hoss. I mean, it's huge. I mean, thumb-sized bowl. It's got a you can almost see it. It's got a fair amount of cake inside of it. I'll have to ream that out, but this thing's a monster as far as size goes, but it really doesn't weigh a whole lot, so I'll do a light restoration on that. I'll have a nice big billiard to go on my rotation. My wife says every time I pick up a new couple of pipes that I either have to sell them after I get them refurbished, or I've got to pick an equal number out of my collection to sell. So far, knock on wood, it hasn't worked out that way, and I've really only gotten rid of maybe 2 or 3 of the pipes that I've accumulated, and I've accumulated a lot more than just those 2 or 3 that I sold. But everybody needs a hobby, and collecting antique estate pipes, I think, is a little healthier than drinking, which is one of my other hobbies. So it's really a beautiful thing when I can put the two together and play with my pipes and have a drink. But when I'm using power tools, there's no alcohol allowed in the shop. So that's about it for now. Getting ready to hunker down for a big snowstorm coming. We're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches of snow tonight, early tomorrow. So sometime this afternoon, with turning this stem, selecting a block of briar and getting that laid out, working on this restoration project, I've got to figure out how to get out and get another load of wood to cut and split. I've got some out on the trailer now that needs cut down to size and split. I think I've got a couple of, well, I've got one teenage son and one almost a teenage son. He's at least counting his age in double digits now. I think I'll put those guys to work here after a while. I'll run the saw and I'll turn them loose on the splitter, let them split and stack my firewood. Then me and the oldest boy will go out and get another load. That way I can stay nice and cozy here in the shop this weekend while it snows and blows outside. So, with that, I'm going to get off of here and get cracking, because I've got a whole lot of work to do, and got that damn job that keeps getting in the way of all the stuff that I want to do. So, enjoy your weekend, folks. Take your time. Find peace. Have a smoke. Be well.